The WNBA, this has to be the most pathetic professional organization I have ever come across. This has to be the most unprofessional organization I have ever come across. This league would definitely not succeed without Adam Silver saying, here's more money, here's more money, here's more money, here's more money. Without David Stern saying, here's more money, here's more money, here's more money, here's more money. This league would be gone. And that's what happens when you don't need to think logically, when you don't need to think like a business, when you can continue to put activism at the forefront because daddy's going to continue to pay your bills. You're allowed to get off the rails. You're allowed to say whatever outlandish stuff you want to say.
The WNBA just delivered Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever a punishment so absurd it made even Angel Reese blink. And that girl rarely misses a moment for drama. Was this the league revealing its true bias, or are we just watching a live episode of how to alienate fans in 10 games or less? Either way, it was spicy, chaotic, and unintentionally hilarious. Honestly, if you are not tuning in for the basketball, stay for the plot twists.
It is embarrassing. It's absolutely embarrassing. It is absolutely embarrassing. And the fact is that originally it's, oh yeah, you know, we're looking towards everything. Then they had to double down. They actually redacted this statement. They redacted a statement. They redacted the statement saying we're looking at everything, saying, no, we're actually not looking at most of the stuff. We're looking at a lie spread on social media that went viral. We are looking into a literal lie spread on social media that got spoken into fact. We're looking at a lie.
Let us talk about this beautiful mess known as the WNBA, a league where passion is frowned upon, competitiveness is treated like a liability, and genuine rivalries are marked as emotional infractions. Picture your favorite sport. Now run it through the blender of corporate PR handbooks and HR training slides, then add a Pinterest quote about kindness. Welcome to the chaos. In one corner, you have Caitlin Clark, elite basketball IQ, polished execution, a walking highlight reel. In the other, Angel Reese, who has apparently mistaken every game for her own WWE entrance, complete with stare-downs, trash talk, and enough theatrics to host a Broadway revival. If you stand with Caitlin Clark, comment. I stand with CC down below. Let us go.
Okay, so I didn't hear anything outside of the run-of-the-mill booing. But the WNBA seems content to follow through with this ridiculous investigation. Who is the WNBA going to let control their pocket strings, their pocketbooks? Because it seems to me like the new fans are the ones that's funding this whole league now.
So here is the scene. Caitlin Clark does what she does best, makes a smart, clean, strategic play. It is aggressive, sure, but nothing you would not see in literally every competitive league on Earth. But this is the WNBA, where intensity is now apparently criminal. Suddenly, her play becomes headline news. Not because it was dirty, but because someone caught feelings.
We make up about 70% of the fans overall. Otherwise, yesterday's game would have been watched by about 400,000 people, maybe. It probably got watched by what? Upwards of 2 million? I mean, does the WNBA want to lose Caitlin Clark fans?
Fans yell and fans scream and fans try to do anything they can to diminish their opponent's ability to make a bucket. And I think that it's very hard to really understand or really interpret this sound that way. At least for me it is. And I'm really, really, really hoping that the WNBA did not just announce an official investigation based on internet hearsay and outrage.
Angel, of course, reacts like someone just keyed her car in the parking lot. And Clark, she just walks off, ice cold, calm, unbothered, total boss move. But guess who made the headlines? Not Angel for escalating. Nope, the league decided to come down on, wait for it, Indiana Fever fans.
You know why I'm so angry about this? I'm so angry about this is because how many kids are there in that audience? How many kids are there? And I'm sorry. I'm cool with idiots online branding me as whatever they want to. But when it comes to innocent kids who just want to watch their favorite team, favorite players play basketball, and thankfully they're going to be oblivious to this. But I'm sorry, you're branding kids as dangerous. You are branding kids who are just enjoying their game, who are having the time of their lives watching this league as dangerous. This league does not want to grow. This Players Association do not want to grow. Neko Wumake, don't criticize.
Yes, the fans. Those wild criminals who had the gall to boo after their star player was targeted. How dare they express emotion at a sporting event according to the WNBA's logic? Loyalty now equals misconduct. They're turning every cheer into a liability, every passionate moment into a PR crisis. It's like the league wants every game to feel like a wellness retreat. No yelling, no rivalries, just clapping and mindfulness exercises.
These people are writing emails because they're so emotionally unhinged. They're so emotionally unhinged. They've never been checked a day in their life. Their parents allow them to act like fools. With no repercussion, with no consequence. Always being acquiesced to every little complaint, to every little need, to every little this, to every little that. They're writing emails to get the Indiana Fever.
This should have been the WNBA's moment. Caitlin Clark versus Angel Reese. The rivalry the league didn't have to manufacture. It's a dream matchup with built-in history, contrast, and charisma. It's the kind of drama that turns casual fans into diehards. The kind of storyline every major sports league milks for ratings, headlines, and culture-defining moments. Instead, the WNBA took this gift-wrapped opportunity and basically said, let's tone it down. Rather than letting the fire burn, they reached for the nearest doily, tossed it over the flames, and told everyone to use their inside voices. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark has unintentionally become the WNBA's Rorschach test. Some see a generational talent, poise, range, vision, leadership. Others, they see a threat, a problem, a narrative disruptor. Somehow, being too good has become her biggest offense. If you recognize greatness, congrats. Your eyes work. If you're unsettled by it, maybe ask yourself why. And if you dare to defend her, buckle up. You'll be exiled to that lonely corner of WNBA discourse where logic is treated like a tech foul and nuance is something no one's allowed to dribble with.
Hours ago, we had a situation that shook the earth. That is Caitlin Clark putting a flagrant foul on Angel Reese, and that foul arguably was probably one of the most transcendent moments in Caitlin Clark's career. To me, that moment there showed the world that Caitlin Clark wasn't backing down for nothing, and she wasn't scared to get in the mix when it comes to protecting her teammates and stopping somebody from making a basket. Well, many other Angel Reese fans had rage war against Caitlin Clark fan base by saying racial slurs online, and me personally, I'm staying out of the race stuff as of right now. But for them to sit up there and lie and say that Angel Reese again called racist names during the game, I had somebody from my team sitting right behind Chicago Sky Bench. Wasn't nobody saying nothing about Angel, man.
Let's not forget how all this started. A basketball game. Remember those? Clark makes a clean, smart play. Reese reacts like someone just insulted her entire bloodline. Clark walks off with more poise than the WNBA's entire PR department could dream of. And the league's response? Punish the fans, because when in doubt, blame the people who still care. Honestly, at this point, you almost have to admire the WNBA's consistency. They'll perform Olympic-level mental gymnastics just to avoid holding Angel Reese accountable, or even mentioning Kathy Engelbert's selective silence. Angel's antics, just passion. Her over-the-top post-game drama? She's fiery. But if a few fans dare to boo with too much enthusiasm, break out the citations and clutch the pearls. It's emotional theater when Angel does it, but borderline criminal when fans respond. Welcome to the league where double standards aren't just allowed, they're policy.
7 of their players have been called racial slurs for an entire day, but they're on the Indiana Fever. They don't care about those players. It's only certain players. The WNBA players, they don't want Caitlin Clark, and it's very clear. The WNBPA releasing a statement is the most embarrassing thing I've seen, because you know what? When it comes to the Fever players, it doesn't count. It doesn't matter. It does not matter. The WNBPA said something. And you know what? Their stance is clear. There's no place for hate unless it's towards Caitlin Clark or her teammates. Then it's fair game. They have made that point abundantly clear, and it's embarrassing.
They lost sight of reality. They lost sight of what real sports is about. The fans at the Indiana Fever game yesterday, they were being fans. They booed. They cheered. They screamed. They yelled. That's it. The Angel Reese fans, the old guard, the lowest common denominator that resides in the WNBA, the nose picker, the people that scratch their butt and don't watch their hands, those people saw that Caitlin Clark hard foul on Angel Reese, and they saw it as an opportunity. They saw it as an opportunity to do what they always do. Make it about race.
So as soon as I landed from Indianapolis to LaGuardia, New York, I got an email in my inbox relating to a WNBA statement. And to be quite frank, I was surprised to see it. I didn't think these things would be a topic this year. It's certainly not at this point. But here we go again.
One, let me put it out there. I don't believe for a second that Indiana Fever fans were yelling racial slurs where there were television mics down by the court. I don't believe it. They would have gotten thrown out of the arena. So don't let that narrative, it would be everywhere. Somebody would have it on camera. It would get leaked. It would be online right now. It's not. Everybody's got camera phones. We would already know if that was true.
A lot of tension going on online between Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark fan base. The reality of the situation is, man, this is the reality for the Angel Reese fan. Angel Reese is not relevant at all as of right now for basketball. Angel Reese is a social media influencer. Her basketball career is diminishing right before our eyes. She needs this rivalry to keep going to make herself relevant in the basketball world. Because in the basketball world, her attributes and stuff really is starting to diminish. This year, we're going to see a decline in Angel Reese. Now, granted, she got a double-double yesterday, but she had to work her butt off to get it, man. And I'm here to tell you, we're going to see a diminishing Angel Reese this basketball season.
In itself, and I feel like the battles that folks go through are not to be weaponized for basketball. It feels like such an empty platitude designed to vilify people more than really stop anything legitimate.
Advice to Caitlin Clark is never interact with that girl on the basketball court or off the basketball court, because any basketball play will turn into a non-basketball discussion. If you ever have to guard her, just call for a switch. Like, if she's going for a layup, just let her get the 2 points, man. Don't even foul. Don't even attempt to steal it. Because these nerds on social media are not going to let the two of you ever interact without having a non-basketball discussion. So don't even interact with her no more.